Thomas Nugent grew up in Hillsdale, New Jersey, and graduated from Pascack Valley High School in 2010. During his free time in high school, Officer Nugent volunteered his time with the Tri-Borough Volunteer Ambulance Corps as an EMT. He also achieved the rank of Eagle Scout with Troop 334, where he still serves as an Assistant Scoutmaster. Officer Nugent graduated from Ramapo College, where he received a bachelor's degree in Law and Society. He was the president of his fraternity and co-founded the college archery club, where he also served as a range master. He graduated from State County Police Academy as an alternate route candidate and hired by the Glen Police Department on May 27th of this year. Joining Officer Nugent this evening are his parents, Michael and Kathleen, as well as his family and friends.
I state your name. I, Thomas Nugent, do solemnly swear. Do solemnly swear. According to the Constitution of the United States. Support the Constitution of the United States. The Constitution of the State of New Jersey. The Constitution of the State of New Jersey. Bear true faith. Bear true faith and allegiance to the same. Allegiance to the same and to the government. To the government established in the United States. Established in the United States and this state. And this state. Under the authority of the people. Under the authority of the people. So help me God. So help me God. I state your name. I, Thomas Nugent, do solemnly swear. Do solemnly swear to faithfully, impartially, and justly, and all duties of police officer, borough of Glen, county of Essex, state of New Jersey, according to the best of my ability, and I'll be so help me God. Congratulations, best.
Officer Michael High, present yourself for the purpose of being sworn in as a police officer. Michael High resides in West Caldwell, New Jersey. He attended the Montclair Kimberly Academy and graduated with a Bachelor of Arts degree in Law and Society from Ramapo College of New Jersey. He's a volunteer firefighter with the West Caldwell Fire Department and an EMT with the West Essex First Aid Squad. Prior to being a police officer, he worked at the emergency medical field with Montclair EMS and Children's Hospital. His interest in police work came from his family ties. His grandfather's a retired sergeant with the Cedar Grove Police Department. His father's a retired deputy chief with the Fairfield Police Department, and his brother is currently a police officer with the Fairfield Police Department as well. Mike is a third-generation police officer. He has uncles and cousins who are in law enforcement as well. In attendance with Mike tonight is his mom, Tony, his dad, Jim Sr., and his brother, Jim.
I state your name.
I, Michael High,
Do solemnly swear.
do solemnly swear
Support the Constitution of the United States.
to support the Constitution of the United States
And the Constitution of the State of New Jersey.
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
Bear true faith
and bear true faith
and allegiance to the same.
and allegiance to the same
And to the government
and to the government
established in the United States.
established of the United States
And in this state.
and this state
Under the authority of the people.
with the authority of the people,
So help me God.
so help me God.
I state your name.
I, Michael High,
Do solemnly swear.
do solemnly swear
Faithfully,
faithfully
impartially,
and impartially
and justly.
and justly
To all duties of police officer.
to do all the duties of police
For
officer
the borough of Glen
for the Borough of Glen Ridge
and the county of Essex.
in the County of Essex
State of New Jersey.
in the State of New Jersey,
According to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my
So
ability,
help me God.
so help me God.
Congratulations.
Lieutenant Timothy Ferranda, can you present yourself for the purpose of being sworn in as Lieutenant of Police? Lieutenant Timothy Ferranda joined the Glen Ridge Police Department in 2008. He graduated from St. John's University with a bachelor's degree in criminal justice. Upon graduation from the Police Academy, he was assigned to the Patrol Division. In October of 2012, he was assigned to the Detective Bureau. Shortly thereafter, he was promoted to the rank of Sergeant. In January of 15, he was assigned to the Detective Bureau as the Detective Sergeant and was responsible for overseeing all investigations within the Bureau. He was responsible for community policing, and promoted programs such as Coffee with a Cop and the Cop Car Trading Program. His dad, Timothy Sr., is a lieutenant with the North Bergen Police Department and has been serving there since 1990. His grandfather also served 31 years with North Bergen Fire Department and retired as the chief of the department in 1991. The careers which his father and grandfather pursued were influential in helping with his decision to pursue a career as a police officer. He's married to his beautiful wife, Sandra, and is represented this evening by his immediate family, mother, father, twin sister, and younger brother, his in-laws, and his lovely wife.
I state your name.
I, Timothy Ferranda,
Do solemnly swear.
do solemnly swear
Support the Constitution of the United States.
to support the Constitution of the United States
And the Constitution of the State of New Jersey.
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
And to bear true faith
and to bear true faith
and allegiance to the same.
and allegiance to the same
And to the governments
and to the governments
established in the United States.
established in the United States
And in this state.
and in this state
Under the authority of the people.
under the authority of the people,
So help me God.
so help me God.
I state your name.
I, Timothy Ferranda,
Do solemnly swear.
do solemnly swear
To faithfully, impartially,
and
and justly
perform all the duties of police lieutenant
for the Borough of Glen Ridge.
for the Borough of Glen Ridge
In the County of Essex.
in the County of Essex
In the State of New Jersey.
in the State of New Jersey,
According to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability,
So help me God.
so help me God.
Congratulations.
Captain Sean Quinn, please present yourself for the purpose of being sworn in as Captain of Police. Captain Quinn joined the Glen Ridge Police Department as a provisional police officer in September of 2007. In 2008, he graduated from the Essex County Police Academy, where he earned the academic award for having the highest grade point average in his class. He was assigned to the Uniform Patrol Division for 4 years, where he exemplified his duties as a Glen Ridge police officer. In October of 2011, Captain Quinn was promoted to the rank of sergeant, where he served as patrol sergeant while being promoted to lieutenant in August of 2014. As lieutenant, he served as the patrol commander since August of 2014. He is a deputy OEM coordinator for the Borough of Glen Ridge, as well as a certified lead officer and firearms instructor. He completed the Essex County Police Academy's firearms class in 2010, earning Top Gun for having the highest accuracy in the class. He's also currently overseeing the Patrol Division, Detective Bureau, and Internal Affairs Bureau. Additionally, he functions as our Computer Systems Administrator, managing technical aspects of the Police Department. He's received innumerable commendations throughout his career for apprehensions of armed robbery, robbery and burglary suspects, and he also received the Life Saving Award. Captain Quinn is married to his lovely wife, Amy, and they're the proud parents of their 2 daughters, Charlotte and Kira. The captain is honored to be joined tonight by his family members, friends, colleagues, and fellow Emeralds.
I state your name.
I, Sean Quinn,
Do solemnly swear.
do solemnly swear to
Support the Constitution of the United States.
support the Constitution of the United States
And the Constitution of the State of New Jersey.
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
And to bear true faith
and to bear true faith
and allegiance to the same.
and allegiance to the same,
And to the governments
and to the governments
established in the United States.
established in the United States
And in this state.
and in this state,
Under the authority of the people.
under the authority of the people,
So help me God.
so help me God.
I state your name.
I, Sean Quinn,
Do solemnly swear.
do solemnly swear
Faithfully,
to faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly
and justly
perform all the duties of police captain
perform all the duties of police captain
for the Borough of Glen Ridge.
for the Borough of Glen Ridge,
In the County of Essex.
the County of Essex,
In the State of New Jersey.
the State of New Jersey,
According to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability,
So help me God.
so help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you, everybody, so much for coming out tonight to support not only our newest officers, but our promoted officers. And if you want to join us in the rotunda for some light refreshments, now would be the time. Thank you.
Thank you.
Freddie Smith.
Yes, that's right, I remember, yes. And we couldn't hire him right away either. The update why, we had to
We're kind of waiting for an opening.
Yeah, yeah.
He's a good kid, though.
I remember when he was starting, I'll go to the academy, so I.
That's correct.
trying to lull him into it.
I was waiting.
Because he was laughing because he didn't have experience running, so he was waiting. Where's David?
Oh, we're looking for Dan.
I think they're...
Oh. Smoosh.
Very much. Would you all please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'll leave it on. You want it on? Well, it's just loud here. Well, let's see how it goes. Go upstairs. Everyone to speak loudly. Pursuant to Section 5, Chapter 231 of the Public Laws of 1975, this is to state for the record that adequate notice of this meeting has been provided to the public by posting and maintaining the annual notice of the regular meetings on the bulletin board in the municipal building, and by providing a copy of the annual notice of the regular meetings for the year 2016 to the Glen Ridge paper, the Glen Ridge Voice, the Montclair Times, and to the Star Ledger on Tuesday, January 5th, 2016, and by filing said notice in the office of the municipal clerk. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Councilperson Hughes.
Here.
Matovey.
Here.
Lefkowitz.
Here.
Dawson. Here. Murphy.
Here.
Morrow.
Here.
Mayor Patrick. Mayor Capital.
Thank you, Michael. Can I have a motion to approve the minutes of the meeting of May 24th?
I so move.
Thank you. Do I hear a second?
I'll second that.
Thank you, Dan. Any discussion?
I do have one comment about the minutes. Borough Attorney Maliska is somewhat silenced in the minutes. It says that he reported that and then doesn't say what he reported.
Oh. I'll go back.
That's on-
and just insert that.
It's on page 53.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's normal.
Well, he probably didn't say anything.
I think that's part of the template.
Will the clerk please call the roll?
Councilperson Hughes.
Aye.
Matovey.
Aye.
Lefkowitz.
Aye.
Dawson. Aye. Murphy.
Aye.
Morrow.
Aye.
6 ayes, no nays. Motion is carried.
Thank you. Do we have any written communications?
Yes, we do, Mr. Mayor. We have a notice from the planning board that there will be a hearing on this Wednesday for 946 Winfield Avenue, in which they'll be looking at 6 variances in site plan approval. And then we also have a letter from the state of New Jersey Department of Environmental Protection that on May 17, 2016, an inspection was conducted at our facilities, and the inspector determined that the facility was in complete compliance with the applicable department regulations. And that concludes correspondence.
Thank you, Michael. We file a communication. This is the time for comments from the public. If anybody would like to be heard, please, would you come up and state your name and address, please?
So, did you miss me?
How are you?
How's everyone this evening?
How are you?
Pretty well.
I'm good, thank you.
Good.
Good evening, my name is Lynn Scott, and I live at 9 Roswell Terrace in Glen Ridge, New Jersey. Normally, my remarks at meetings are more casual and off the cuff, as I am very adept at speaking my mind. However, I have decided that a more formal statement was required of me for this meeting. It is my understanding that the final draft of the HUMC Mountainside Hospital redevelopment plan is to begin the formal process of adoption tonight with the first reading introduction of ordinance number 1644 by the Borough Council of Glen Ridge. I have a brief statement I would like to make about the approval of the redevelopment plan for the construction of a new medical office building on the site of the current buildings for the old School of Nursing. This new structure will be located directly across the street from my house. So needless to say, I have taken an interest in the plan for this redevelopment project. I have read both the 57-page draft and the 69-page redraft of the final of the redevelopment plan. I have also attended multiple meetings of the Historic Preservation Commission of Glen Ridge, the Planning Board of Glen Ridge, and the Borough Council of Glen Ridge regarding this project. I attended my first meeting about this proposal in August 2014, which was a summer meeting of the Borough Council. Although the learning curve regarding this plan has been steep, I feel that I have educated myself to a degree not usually achieved by a private resident. Therefore, I feel qualified to make these comments at this time. After much study, conversation, and meeting attendance, I have come to the conclusion that my voice regarding the redevelopment plan has been heard, and my concerns addressed with diligence by the Historic Preservation Commission, the Glen Ridge Planning Board, and the Borough Council. I would like to thank the committee members of these municipal organizations for their attention, their respect, and their hard work regarding this project to date. I know that nothing done well is ever done easily or without hard work. Because I have been an active participant of the public with respect to the discussion of this plan, I feel obligated to make the following statement. It is with cautious optimism that I support the HUMC Mountainside Hospital redevelopment plan. However, there's always a caveat. I will note that the hospital has yet to supply for review a working concept of the actual design of the new medical office building and the surrounding areas. So from this point forward, we shall see what we shall see. I would like to close my remarks with this quote from my husband, Berta Scott, some of whom you know, regarding my character, which he knows very well from having lived with me for 38 years. See, it could be worse. Several years ago, at a party, a friend said to him, "Glen is an open book." And he replied, "People often think she is an open book, but just remember that every open book only shows 2 pages." After casual conversation with some of my neighbors on Roswell Terrace, we have decided that it is time for the hospital to get on with the practical application of this redevelopment plan theory. So, in the spirit of the summer, let the games begin. But remember, we will be watching. Thank you for your attention and the opportunity to address this learned council at this time. I am sure we will have further discussions about this project as it progresses.
Thank you.
Thank you. Nicely done. That's one in a row. Sweet.
Is there anybody else that would like to be heard at this time?
Mr. Mayor, if I might, I'd like to thank Glenn for coming and reading that statement.
Yeah, I would like to thank you as well.
You are welcome, and it is my pleasure. You will not sure see me again.
That I don't
We
doubt.
move forward as willing participants in a project that is time and money.
And I think that says a lot about the process, and I think it says a lot about you and the neighborhood, and I think it says a lot about the hospital. I'm sorry.
You stole my thunder. As part of our introduction and first reading, I was and still will thank the community residents, Lynn, as well as, we had Montclair residents come to our Glen Ridge Planning Board meeting too. So it was a long process, but I respect your time and so.
It has been a unique opportunity to see the process at work.
Yeah.
Really has.
Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. Anybody else would like to comment on that? Thank you. If there's no more comments from the public, I have a couple proclamations and a few comments. The first proclamation is for Hackensack UMC Mountainside Hospital. Whereas Hackensack UMC Mountainside Hospital opened its doors on June 26, 1891, operating out of a rented cottage with 10 patient beds under the name the Mountainside Hospital, dedicating themselves to serving the sick and injured. And whereas since its inception, the Mountainside Hospital has grown and has undergone many changes in the past 125 years, it is still widely known as the community's destination in times of illness and injury, and is also known for playing a key role in helping families and the community members live healthier lives. And whereas, although the medical field is continually changing, the hospital is constantly enhancing its services and adapting to meet the needs of the community, all while upholding the rigorous quality standards necessary to achieve honors and awards in many specialties. And whereas Hackensack UMC Hospital will celebrate the 125th anniversary of the hospital's founding on June 26, 2016, at 3:30 p.m. with an ecumenical mass. And now, therefore, be resolved that I, Stuart K. Patrick, Mayor of the Borough of Glen Ridge, with the advice and consent of the Borough Council, do encourage the citizens of Glen Ridge to celebrate this landmark event with Hackensack UMC Mountainside. And I will call upon all of our citizens to recognize and respect the hard work and dedication of those who have made the past 125 years of medical service to the community of Glen Ridge and its surrounding areas possible. This is Health Night. Whereas, despite advances in medical technology and research, men continue to live an average of 5 years less than women, with Native American and African American men having the lowest life expectancy. And whereas educating the public and healthcare providers about the importance of a healthy lifestyle and early detection of male health problems will result in reducing rates of mortality from disease. And whereas men who are educated about the value of preventative health will be more likely to participate in health screening. And whereas fathers who maintain a healthy lifestyle are role models for their children and have happier, healthier children. And whereas Men's Health Network worked with Congress to develop Men's Health Week as a special campaign to help educate men, boys, and their families about the importance of positive health attitudes and preventative health practices. And whereas the Men's Health Week website has been established at www.menshealthweek.org and features resources, proclamations, and information about awareness events. And whereas Men's Health Week will focus on a broad range of men's health issues, including heart disease, diabetes, mental health, prostate, testicular, and colon cancer. And whereas the citizens of this state are encouraged to increase awareness of the importance of a healthy lifestyle, regular exercise, and medical checkups, and now, therefore, be it proclaimed that I, Stuart K. Patrick, Mayor of the Borough of Glen Ridge, New Jersey, do hereby recognize June 13th through the 19th, 2016, as Men's Health Week in the Borough of Glen Ridge, and encourage all of our community members to pursue preventative health practices and early detection efforts. I have a couple of announcements, or one announcement. There will be a hearing on the Mountainside redevelopment effort on July 13th, 2016 at 7:30 p.m. in this room. So please make a note of it. Chief, I'd like to congratulate you on a very, very fine ceremony this evening, and you have a group of very fine young officers, so you're very...
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Great. Anybody else have anything they would like to add at this point? If not, Councilman Hughes.
Thank you, Mayor. Mayor, I have no report tonight, but I do have resolution number 86-16. Be it resolved that the following claims be approved and warrants be drawn for the same. And be it resolved that the Chief Financial Officer, the Treasurer of the Borough of Glen Ridge is hereby authorized to issue the payroll for the employees of the Borough of Glen Ridge for the pay date of June 13, 2016. I move the resolution.
Do I hear a second?
I'll second.
Any discussion?
I would just point out, Mayor, that current fund is $3.1 million. That's the draw for this week.
Great. Michael, would you call the roll, please?
Councilperson Hughes.
Aye.
DeSoto.
Aye.
Leslie.
Aye.
Dawson. Aye. Murphy.
Aye.
Morrow.
Aye.
6 ayes, no nays. Resolution is approved.
And Mayor, I have resolution 87-16 for joining the Morris County Cooperative Pricing Council. Mike, I think this is just, we've joined this before, right?
Yes, this is a renewal.
Yeah.
It's the third renewal of co-op.
Can I just read it by title, Michael?
You can read by title, and then just to be a result.
I could, but it's not on here to be resolved. So I think I'll say in witness thereof, no.
That's to be a result.
I have hereunto set my hand and affixed the corporate seal and blessed it with holy water on this 13th day of June, 2016. Mayor, I move the resolution that we rejoin the Morris County Cooperative Pricing Council.
I second the motion.
Thank you. Any discussion?
Yes, I stand being resolved with all resolutions, so it's a good thing.
I was looking at that, I was thinking, would you please call the roll?
Yes. Councilperson Hughes.
Aye.
Palovich.
Aye.
Aye. Dawson. Aye. Murphy.
Aye.
Morrow.
Aye.
6 ayes, none nays. The resolution is approved.
Thank you, Mayor. That concludes my report for
Thank
tonight.
you, Peter. Paul?
All right, Mayor, yes, I'd like to reiterate what you said and congratulate the chief. It's always a pleasure seeing our police force march in here in unison with a bagpiper and do promotions to really capable young officers, particularly Captain Glen and Lieutenant Ferranda. So, good night. And they're also swearing in 2 new officers. So thank you, Chief.
Thank you.
Good job. I only have one resolution tonight. It's dealing with our another very successful race we have in town, the Community Fund Lager Race, resolution number 88-16. Whereas we anticipate more than 2,000 participants, and the chief has recommended that Harrell Field rather than the Herman Street parking lot be used for the post-Lager Run event. Be it resolved that the suspension of our other regulations are put in place for that day. I move the resolution.
I'll second that.
Thank you, Dan.
Yep.
Does this include people who are volunteers being covered by our insurance?
No, they're covered under another resolution. This is the one on the alcoholic beverages. We'll get allowed for that day.
Do we have another resolution tonight on that?
No, that was the beginning of the year in January.
Any other discussion? Michael,
No.
please call the roll.
Councilperson Hughes.
Aye.
Palovich.
Aye.
Leftwich.
Aye.
Dawson.
Aye.
Murphy.
Aye.
Morrow.
Aye.
6 ayes, no nays. The resolution is approved.
And that's all I have, Mr. Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you, Paul. David?
Mr. Mayor, I have no report this evening.
Okay. Art?
Okay, I have a brief report from Public Works. As part of our shared service agreement with the Township of Montclair, the Montclair Fire Department has completed the 2016, that's the spring flushing program. Flushing is done to remove sediment from the pipes in order to maintain water clarity and quality in the water distribution system. The flushing also alerts us to any issues we may have with an individual fire hydrant. So one hydrant was found to be in need of maintenance and it was immediately addressed. The other big project we have going right now is a pre-construction meeting with the approved vendor, Turco Golf, regarding the Carteret Field improvements. The scope of work and the workflow were reviewed. The contractor stated they can perform the work as specified in the contract documents and can meet the timeline that calls for sod to be installed by July 22nd, 2016. This week, the construction company is mobilizing their crew and getting the site ready for work. Right now, with the project out back for the whole building generator, we're just awaiting delivery of the unit, which is supposed to come toward the end of this month. And everything is in place to get that hooked up when it comes. So we're in pretty good shape all the way around on all that. That concludes my report.
Thank you, Art. Pam?
Yes, Mr. Mayor, I have a brief report with regard to the Lager Run, which in conjunction with the Lager Run, which is ahead of last year, with the number of participants, we're currently at about 525 pre-registered runners for the Lager Race, and we have about 30 runners for the Zuner Mile race. Zuner Mile, of course, celebrates the life of Robert Zuner, a police officer here in the borough who passed away several years ago. The mile event is new, and I'd like to encourage participation in that event, and of course we're going to be promoting it even further next week or so. Regarding Carteret Park, if you haven't been down there, the jungle gym is being assembled in place, and it looks really, really nice. And the elevation is higher than I originally thought it would be, but it suits the site quite nicely, and I think the kids, once it's complete, will get a lot of use out of it, and there seems to be a lot of enthusiasm about it. And finally, Mr. Mayor, I have ordinance number 1643, and just to note on ordinance 1643 on the paper, there's a typo. and it's a sum of $320,000. So this is an ordinance to appropriate capital improvement funds for various capital improvements and equipment. And this is the first reading of ordinance number 1643.
Is there any discussion on this ordinance? Will you please call the roll? What? Sorry.
I'll second that.
Oh, I'm sorry. Getting ahead of myself here.
Okay. Councilperson Hughes?
Aye.
Kisovich?
Aye.
Lefkowitz?
Aye.
Dawson?
Aye.
Murphy?
Aye.
Morrow?
Aye.
6 ayes, no nays. The ordinance is passed on first reading.
I refer ordinance number 1643 to the municipal clerk for the purpose of statutory publication and posting.
Mr. Mayor, I'm done for the evening.
Thank you, Dan. Anne Marie?
Alrighty, I have two items. The first is ordinance number 1642 that relates to zoning. This is the second reading in the public hearing. However, we will not be taking a vote and adopting it tonight because of this type of zoning ordinance. Certified mail did go out to the community, and I think we just want to make sure that everybody who's received this mail has an opportunity to comment in case they have any further comment. By way of background, again, I had the first reading at the prior council meeting. This proposal would amend existing zoning ordinances by creating 3 one-family zoning districts to replace the current R1 one-family district, which provides for, among other things, minimum lot size requirements of 85 feet. All properties currently in the R1 zone would be declassified and rezoned as either R185, R1100, or R1125. And again, I guess by way of background, for the record, this issue was initially brought to the council in January 2015 by a community resident who observed that lot widths in certain sections were, in fact, in excess of the current 85-foot lot width requirement. The council referred the request to the planning board. The planning board to essentially review the issue and to determine if there were any changes that were desirable. The planning board extensively reviewed the matter and discussed it throughout 2015 through the summer of 2015. Mike Kelly, our planner, prepared a very detailed and colorful map of the zone. I think this is available. Is this large size available in small? I know there was one that went out with the mailing, but it was kind of hard to read. It's posted on the webpage too, and it sets forth the current proposal and where those separate zones are set. Again, I guess the reason for the change was so that our zoning width requirements with respect to lot width would actually reflect and represent our current streetscape.
Right, well, we discussed this in workshop, right? We're going to look at it, review it.
We're going to look at it, we're going to review it, we're just going to make sure that there are no other comments that need to be taken into consideration. Under New Jersey statute, the notice of the zoning change was mailed by certified letter to all the residents. I think that was received, based on what we can tell, by most people last week at some point.
And Monday.
Yeah, so we just want to make sure there aren't any issues. I don't know if anyone has any comments.
We'd have to proceed with the formal hearing, since it was advertised.
Okay.
Okay. Do you want to state for the record?
Correct.
Go ahead.
Okay, first we have to see if there's any, okay, just to state for record that this ordinance has been properly advertised and posted according to the state statute. Also, according to statute, certified letters were mailed 10 days prior to the hearings.
Thank you. I declare the meeting open for discussion of this ordinance and only this ordinance, this being the time and place for the public hearing. Is there anybody here who would like to be heard on this matter? Seeing none, I declare the hearing closed. So we'll just leave it there, Michael?
Yeah, other than the comments I made, we'll not vote on it tonight based
Well,
on...
we have the option to say, Mr. Mayor, I move the action be tabled.
Right.
We could take a motion for a table. Is that a motion? Mr. Chairman?
Right, I'll make a motion to table.
And I'll second.
Would you please call the roll?
Person Hughes,
Aye.
Lisovich,
Aye.
Lefkowitz,
Aye.
Dawson, Murphy,
Aye.
Morrow.
Aye.
6 ayes, no nays, motion is carried.
Next,
Table.
I have ordinance number 1644 for first reading. This ordinance would adopt the redevelopment plan for the Mountainside School of Nursing site. Again, by way of background, a little over a year ago, it was May 2015, the council adopted a resolution declaring those certain designated blocks and lots that occupy the site of the former School of Nursing as an area in need of redevelopment. As the site covers both Glen Ridge and Montclair, both towns agreed to retain H2M to draft a redevelopment plan for the respective planning boards. With review, over the course of the following year, the plan has been under review, discussion, and many revisions with input from neighbors, members of the Glen Ridge and Montclair community, HPC, and both planning boards. There have been 2 special joint planning board meetings with Glen Ridge and Montclair, as well as multiple meetings of each town's planning board to review updates to the plan as we essentially work to get where we are today. As a member of the planning board and as a part of that process, I personally would like very much to acknowledge the residents that have come forward to share their views over those many meeting days. And I would like to give special mention to Roswell Terrace, Laurel Place, and Bay Street neighbors. I know they came out, and Sherman Street neighbors came out as well to express their views. It was clear from their comments, and as we know from Lynn, they actually did read the plan and reviewed it, and were able to share their input on several key elements. HPC as well, members of the HPC had a great deal of review and input on key elements, including building, design, and architecture. Members of the Montclair Planning Board, Montclair residents, Glen Ridge residents, everyone, I would say those meetings were very well represented. Thanks to Mike Sicali and you, Mike, for keeping us on task, offering your insight, expertise, and for your liaison efforts with our friends in Montclair. So I personally thank you. I appreciate everything. So following a special meeting of the Glen Ridge Planning Board last Thursday night, the Glen Ridge Planning Board has recommended the proposed redevelopment plan that is presented tonight. And I guess I will also say there can only be one plan. So while this plan is the plan that's been offered by the Glen Ridge Planning Board to the council, there may be a few issues yet to be resolved since the Montclair Planning Board met after us. So those few differences will be addressed at the council level between now and January 13th, I guess. July, I'm sorry.
Wow.
I don't want to get anybody
We're going to
in a
keep doing
panic.
this, or what?
Don't want to panic anyone. July 13th. This is
July
the...
11th, I'm sorry. Excuse me.
July
Oh,
11th,
July.
well, that's what I thought. Okay, sorry. So
You thought January.
well, no, I thought July 11th, and then Mike Lexman said July 13th. I said January. July 11th at 7:30, which is our next, well, it's our second next council meeting.
Second next.
Second next.
Got it.
Technical term. Okay, this is the first reading of the ordinance. So I guess maybe help me out here in terms of, do I just need to read the title? Okay. Mr. Mayor, I have ordinance number 1644 for first reading. Ordinance title, adopts the redevelopment plan for Mountainside School of Nursing site.
Do I hear a second?
I'll second it, Mayor.
Thank you. Is there any discussion among the council members on this ordinance?
Mayor, I'd only like to point out the hard work that Councilperson Morrow has put into this entire process over the last couple of years.
I will second that.
You know, years ago when I put her on the planning board, I assured her it was going to be easy street. and there wouldn't be that much work to be done, and instead it's turned out to be a very hard-working assignment, and you've done it with great flair and great grace, and as usual, great insight, and what a great communicator you've been for us. And so I would just, on behalf of the council, I'd like to say thank you, Emery.
Thank you. Okay, there not being any further discussion, would you please call the roll?
Councilperson Hughes.
Aye.
Solis.
Aye.
Lefferts.
Aye.
Dawson. Murphy. Morrow.
Aye.
6 ayes, no nays. The ordinance is passed on first reading.
Great. Do we have any comments from the administrator?
Yes, Mr. Mayor. First, I want to congratulate Captain Quinn and Lieutenant Ferranda on the promotion tonight, and also welcome Officers High and Nugent to the force. Big night for us, and we went through all the interviews, the chief and I together, and we got concluded. Also, there's another race that's going to be held on Thursday, June 30th, the Sunset Classic, and we'll be posting on the website and also email alerts. There's going to be street closures for about 2 hours east of Ridgewood Avenue from Wildwood to Sunset. And that concludes my report, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Chief?
Again, thank you, everybody, for the ceremony that we had here tonight. We're all very proud of all the accomplishments of Captain Quinn, Lieutenant Ferranda, and really welcoming the 2 new officers. And also, as an aside, as summer moves towards the calendar here, if any residents from town are going away on vacation would like an officer to watch their house for them, we do checks on a daily basis. If the homeowner would like it to be a watch from the street or a physical checking of the property, it would be up to you. You just have to call the police desk at the 973-748-5400 number. We'll fill out a vacant house check, and it also allows us some emergency contact information if something were to go wrong at your home, that we could reach out and let you know what's going on. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Michael, do we have any new or unfinished business?
No, Mr. Mayor.
So this is the time for comments from the public, if anybody would like to be heard.
Hi, I'm Deborah Dine from 6 Laurel Place. Congratulations, Chief Sheila, first of all. Secondly, we would like to thank the council and planning board again for everything that you've done to this painstaking process. It was really grueling for you, and it's a lot of work. We'd like to thank you also for your continued interest and support in the safety concerns of Laurel Place. It was stated by the council that after the most recent traffic study, which is not complete yet, it should be complete within a few days, that the council is committed to meeting with the Laurel Place residents to discuss the data from this and previous studies and traffic and safety measures that are needed and desired in response. The council also stated that they might be interested in discussing alternative solutions in the Laurel Place meeting, and we've spoken to almost every resident of Laurel Place who supports the hospital project, but they're very interested in attending the meeting to discuss measures that could be implemented in the near future before the redevelopment even starts to mitigate the safety and traffic issues. Do you have an idea of when that meeting might occur?
If I may?
Yep.
Currently, we're doing traffic counts, because in the previous study, the one for the redevelopment plan, it was the peak hours for the whole campus area. So right now, we're doing traffic counts for 2 reasons. One, to determine the volume, of course, on Laurel Place, and 2, to develop the peak hours specifically for Laurel Place. Once we have that data in hand, we could do the origin destination study now based on whatever the peak is on Laurel, both AM and PM, and then also do the turn movement. So I would say it'd probably be at least maybe 2 weeks, 3 weeks before we have the data in, and then at that time we'll give a report into the mayor and council, and then they could arrange the meeting. So we're not quite there yet. This is just the first phase of a 3-part study.
Thank you.
Thanks, Deborah.
Thank you.
Anybody else like to be heard? Seeing none. Peter, do you have a motion for us?
Mayor, I move that we adjourn the meeting.
All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Adjourn.
Nope. Get out of here. Good meeting. All right. Real good meeting.
except for the development guys. Yeah.
Well, that's,
I guess that'll wait for another time.